Nobody talks about this enough, and it's the emptiness. The emptiness. People always talk about the fullness and the doing, but not the emptiness and the being, and you need both. So, like your ego, people talk about the ego in like a negative way, but it's you need it. You need to be able to think and make plans and use it. It's a tool. Now, if you use it like the tool that it's supposed to be used, and then the rest of the time you rest in being and emptiness, that's a good balance. You need both. Where the problem lies is when we, like for me growing up, I was never taught about the emptiness and about being. I was taught about doing, and it was all in my brain and all in my thoughts. So it wasn't the head and the heart, it was just the head. So everything that I did in life, I didn't leave space. I filled all the empty space with my own thoughts and my doings. That is why a lot of people can't sit still, because we're so untrained in the emptiness and the being. Now, when you balance these two, you have doing, you have being, you have thinking, you have not thinking. You balance those two together and it's beautiful. Like, I'm not going to get on here and say, hey, I love drinking coffee, but I don't like the cup. I need the cup for the empty space to hold the coffee, which is the space. So see how they work together? I just want to read a line from the Tao Te Ching because it's so appropriate to what I'm thinking about right now, what I'm talking about. Clay is fashioned into vessels. The use of the vessels depend on the empty space within. Doors and windows are frame making a house. The use of the house depends on their empty spaces. Therefore, utility depends on what is manifest, but the use of a thing depends on what is unmanifest. So much wisdom that guy Lao Tzu had. Anyway, perfectly illustrates my point. And I didn't realize it until I developed it, which now I have the ability to do both. So I can use my brain and I can do things. And I can also sit and rest and just be in emptiness. So when people tell you the ego is bad, get rid of the ego, silence your thoughts, I wouldn't recommend that. I would just say, don't worry about the ego. Don't worry about your thoughts. Just practice being. Practice rest. Practice sitting still in emptiness. And if it's hard, well, it will be at first because you're not used to it. And that's totally fine. Watch a kid learning how to walk. They stand up how many times? They fall over. They stand up. They fall over. They don't stop because it's in our nature to walk on two legs. It's in your nature to rest in emptiness, to experience in here the nothing, the empty space. And not to get scientific, but like we've gone so far in technology and science now that it's just a known fact now that everything is pretty much empty. Like if you get a microscope, if you dial it in, what you find at the smallest level is just empty space. It's actually shocking how much of what you see as solid is empty space. So we've focused so much on the visual and so much on the solid that that's kind of how we've directed our lives, and that's fine. That's just how we were taught. But wow, the other side of that, not that you can live in emptiness because you have to do things, but if you just live in doing, it can be equally unbalanced on both sides. So when you practice both and then merge them together, you find that there's no duality anymore. That everything you see is an illusion, but you can still use it. And then every time you be still and rest, it's so useful and so enjoyable. If you start your day with emptiness and then you go through your day and do, and then come back at the end of the day and rest in emptiness, the balance is profound. It will destroy your illusions. It will get you back to like a regulated state. It's with anything. If I just ate food all day long, I would get fat. And if I didn't eat food ever, I would wither away and die. Like there has to be a mixture of some parts of the day I eat food, some parts I don't eat food. And I think where I went astray and where I think a lot of people are struggling is we've just been doing and living from our minds for so long that, I mean, you can look around, look outside, look how cities are built, look how businesses run, look how we're damaging the earth. It's unbalanced. But the unbalance is not out there, it's inside, it's in here. So if you want to fix anything or heal anything or correct anything that you see out there, start here, because that's where it is. We all personally must bring back that balance from doing to being. And the pendulum might swing. Like for me, I realized, oh wow, this emptiness is amazing. I want to stay here. This is awesome. And eventually, I'm sure it's going to swing back to the middle where I can just kind of juggle both. That was a little more heady than my usual video, but I just wanted to share that because I'm seeing that as really healthy, really important. That we do need the ego, and then we equally don't need the ego. It's not bad, it just is what it is. Now, if it's overused or over-focused on, it can become damaging, just like anything else. But I realize that practicing rest is hard, especially if you have never done it, if you have anxiety, if you have trauma, if you've had a hard life. I totally understand. Yeah, I just recommend sitting still, quietly, at least 20 minutes a day. Even if it's just really challenging, I can tell you from experience it gets easier. And then little shifts happen, and then it gets easier, and then more shifts happen, and then eventually things just start kind of taking off. A momentum happens. Seems like you're not even in control of anymore. Where you shift into rest more often, even in conversation or working. You find yourself in a really restful, peaceful place, even while your body is moving and doing work. It's almost like you're not there, or you're there, but you're like a step back watching it happen, and it's just happening from like a restful, peaceful place. So I guess my point is, the ego's not bad. It's just overused. And a really strange importance has been placed on it that isn't necessary, I guess. That's it for my daily ramble. Thanks for listening.